How's it going, everybody? Back again, fucking finally here to do our first drive test, which was like, I think it was made like that reference was made in the movie The Rocker, starring Rainn Wilson. Remember that?
Yeah,
fucking Dwight. That's the first time I remember seeing it in like a movie or anything or TV show. But
in that context, yeah.
Yeah, we always fucking referred to it that way, like growing up and stuff. So.
Well, that's something that we do with new like stuff that we've written. Like we've done that with the last three albums we've written.
Fuck yeah!
Like, and it works too. It's tested,
yes, it
man.
does. Like, tested and true.
I remember getting when we got Meyer, like we were putting like finishing touches on it or whatever, and he sent like the full version of it, and just like playing it ignorantly loud everywhere, and just being like, yeah, this is sick. This is like, this works or whatever, and it's a good way to like figure out if what you're listening to is
test the material. Yeah. Exactly. So fucking the premise behind the drive test is drive around with the new CD basically as loud as you can, and if you never feel a need to like turn it down or anything like that, you just want more and more and more, then the CD passes muster. Fucking the first one we've been talking about for a while is this is what we're doing today. Dee Snider's For the Love of Metal. Idiots. Fucking new album that just came out from the fucking heavy metal legend Dee Snider. This came into existence because Dee Snider was on Jamie Josta's podcast, lead singer of Hatebreed, and Josta challenged Dee Snider to make a modern sounding metal album.
It was really kind of more like in response to the fact that unfortunately we're getting to that point where we're losing a lot of legends in the genre, and more not just like in rock and metal, but just in general. And it was more in response to being like, we gotta preserve who's left, or like, appreciate their their talents and stuff while we can, while they're still around. And so yeah. So, and a kind of quick side note, it's kind of funny because that's also how the movie Tusk came into existence. Fucking Kevin Smith was talking about with Scott Mosier, I think, on Smodcast, just bullshitting an idea for a movie, and they ended up with Tusk out of it. So it's kind of similar. Also, Twisted Sister just recently came out with a documentary. It's on Netflix called We're Twisted Fucking Sister. Excellent documentary. Check that shit out. So Dee Snider didn't write a lot of this album. Pretty much all of it was written by Jamie Josta. They also have Charlie and Nikki Belmore from Kingdom of Sorrow and Toxic Holocaust. They're like the guitar and bass, or guitar and drums. Yeah, guitar and drums. Yeah. Both bands are amazing.
Really fucking good. Yeah. Also, on this album, we got a one guest vocal spot from Howard Jones, a guest vocal spot from Elisa Whitegloves, fucking Killswitch Engage, Arch Enemy, Lamb of God, all made writing contributions to the album. So yeah, this is kind of just a big fat fucking jumble of awesome, honestly. It's kind of what it sounds like to me. Yeah. Personally, fucking, for me, Dee Snider is and always will be a fucking hero of mine. One reason in particular is the first time me and Preston got to finally see them was at the Michigan State Fair in 2006. And I think it didn't even have a real ticket. It was like a $5-10 fucking concert at a weird little rinky-dink place, and it's literally at a fair in fairgrounds and shit. It's fucking weird. So my uncle took us. My uncle, who like doesn't, as far as I knew, wasn't really super into this music and stuff, but he took us. It fucking started pounding rain before Twisted Sister came out. They fucking come out, start playing. After a couple songs, Dee Snider goes, "We didn't fucking think anyone would be crazy enough to stand out here in the fucking rain, but you guys are sick motherfuckers." You know what I mean? Like, they were literally talking about maybe not coming out because they didn't think anyone was out there. So they asked someone how many people were out there, like a couple thousand. And everyone, it was pounding rain. Everyone was in fucking ponchos and shit. Every single person in the crowd was in fucking ponchos, except me and Preston. And it was a flat area that you were watching them at, but there were like bleacher seats everywhere. We were the only ones standing up on the bleacher seats, losing our minds, okay? And during the fucking song We're Not Gonna Take It, there was like a moment where him and I like put our hands down at the same time or something like that. Right when that happened, dude, he fucking points directly at us like Moses parting the fucking sea, dude. Just points right at us and goes, I fucking see you out there. And we just looked at each other and fucking, dude, I don't even think I can still headbang that hard. Like, I don't think I have the physical ability to go as nuts as I was going fucking 12 years ago. Like, it was one of the greatest moments of my concert going life by far.
I've had a couple of moments like that where like you get picked out in the crowd or whatever, but nothing to that effect.
It was amazing.
You feel it in your soul. Like
in your bone marrow.
Crazy.
In your fucking bone marrow. So yeah, so we're gonna do a fucking drive test right now with Dee's new album, fucking For the Love of Fucking Metal, which, I mean, let's be real, that's what pretty much our entire lives are, is For the Love of Metal. You know, so good album title.
Yeah, man.
First track, I don't think there's anything to mention. It's just straight Dee, there's no guests, I don't think, on the first track, so.
No, I think they're more towards the end of it.
Yeah.
What, you got a favorite song on it so far?
Not so far. Well, maybe. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things, I've only heard it once.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, it's, you know,
okay.
An album you really gotta let sit for a little while. And...
I've heard it a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Already, but,
yeah. Nice.
I'd say, like, I don't know, I probably shouldn't have, but just to get more of like a better first take reaction to it or whatever, but the first two singles off of it,
I have heard, I've heard those more than any other songs.
were awesome.
Yeah, yeah, they were.
And I think right now, I Gave You Yesterday, it's probably one of my favorites on there.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. I remember that one.
So, and the title track is pretty epic. I think there's a lot of deep references in it. And it's cool because you can tell that it's definitely a passion project.
That's what I love about it.
Taken to, the next level, basically. And it's for me, like, they kind of touched on this on the podcast a little bit, saying that it was the last thing that they wanted was for it to be a like what it would sound like if your dad put out a metal album, your current metal album, which I guess was the flack that he took for the last couple of solo albums that he did or whatever. Yeah. Originally, you might have touched on this already, but he originally wasn't going to do another one.
Yeah.
He was kind of done with it all.
Yeah.
Which is kind of why this is I think it's pretty important.
I do too. After hearing it,
in the next, of the last couple of years, I think.
After hearing it, I completely agree with that. Yeah, I think it is a pretty important album, and it sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's get to it. First track.
I don't know how we're gonna do this, but
neither do I.
I just figured it out.
This is a test run, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing how the fucking shit gets made. So a little bit. So let's what do we got here? Track 1, Lies Are a Business. Go. Oh yeah. That was fucking sick. Holy shit, they came out the gate heavy as hell. Heavy as fuck. Oh man, the fucking drops in the end there. Woo! Yeah, that was good. And I loved his fucking voice. I like the voice he's like, it's just straight him.
It's really powerful.
Yeah.
Like it meshes with everything that's going on.
I've been listening because we had a little trouble finding this fucking album. We thought it was going to be at our local FYE, but it wasn't. So we had to order it online and stuff. And it took a little while to get here. So during that time, I was listening to a lot more Twisted Sister, and got me amped for this. And this is like Twisted Sister turned to 11. Like, holy shit, this is fucking excellent.
Just to kind of preface kind of what's, you know, where this all idea kind of came from, if you don't mind, just kind of going into, we were, you know, I guess like the best way to, you know, because nobody really takes the time to listen to full albums anymore. I feel like it's very rare, you know. And listening to, I think there was a couple different like podcasts and stuff where I don't remember. I think it was the one with
Henry Rollins.
Yeah, he was talking about how he, you know, sits down and listens to full records every day, really, and how like nobody really takes the time to listen to that or like do that and stuff, and just being like really passionate about actually listening to music and having like every copy of everything that's ever come out.
Yeah.
And just being really passionate about just hearing new music and just supporting what you love and stuff. And so that's kind of more, you know, and it's only fitting that the title of this album is pretty much
For the Love.
Yeah, why we do this and why, you know. So to start with something like this, I feel like is pretty fitting. So that's kind of where, a little more about kind of where the idea came from for all this. And so.
Fuck yeah. Next song?
Yeah, let's do it.
Tomorrow's No Concern.
It's probably one of my favorites.
I like it. Fuck yes. Woo! Fuck yes, that's a great single. Oh man, yeah. See, it sounds so much better in the car. This is why the drive test is needed. Because it sounds so much better in the car than on some shitty fucking TV or computer speakers. God damn it! This is two back-to-back heavy songs. I'm liking it.
If that doesn't get, you know, you want the speed.
Yeah.
Like
fucking the entire both songs so far non-stop headbanging. Non-stop fucking perfection. Look at all those old cars.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Literally like Model Ts over there and shit. That's fucking wild.
Going back in time.
Back in time.
It seems to be a recurring theme in my life lately.
Next track, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, that's another cool one. Weird.
I think this was one of the singles.
I Am the Hurricane?
Yeah.
Alright. I Am the Hurricane. That was excellent.
I wasn't a big fan of that when it first came out, when they first released it.
Honestly, when I heard it on YouTube, I was like, oh, it's alright.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Hearing it on the real speakers, do that, people. Always listen to fucking music as loud and heavy as you can on the best speakers you can find. Cause it will make a song it will make you like songs you don't even like, because you'll fucking hear shit in the song for the first time that you've never fucking heard before. It's fucking awesome.
Sometimes like
Invest.
Yeah. Sometimes like, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure we talked about it before, but like hearing singles and stuff without hearing it with the rest of the album kind of like, it doesn't really fit too well.
Sometimes.
Like, so other times it's like, you know, it sounds better outside of the album, like the whole thing, but it like kind of ties in a little bit better, I think. Like it makes more sense when it's with the rest of them.
Absolutely.
Than when it isn't.
Yeah.
So that's my only thing. I'm more of a fan of it now. It's not one of my favorites on it, but it's got some cool parts in it.
Oh, that's Barbara goes, I'm a hurricane.
Yeah, like 5-6 times.
Alright, so next one is called American Made. Now here's the thing. I am not a fan of songs with like America in the title. Just like I don't really like albums titled with the word love. Like, it's just a little on the nose, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's a theme that just doesn't interest me that much generally, in music at least. So, but let's check it out. Let's check it out. American Made. All right. I like this. The fuck? What? Is that a little scream from me? All right. That was good.
A little repetitive.
A little repetitive, and that's kind of what I don't like about fucking songs with that title. Is a lot of time they just hit too hard on that word. They like build everything around it, and it's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
musically, it was awesome.
I loved his vocal performance on that.
Yeah,
that was really cool. And the fucking like, if a song has chanting in it, I'm pretty much in. Like, I love it for some reason.
That one had some attitude to it.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It sounded like angry.
Like that.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I get lyrically kind of what he's going for, as far as like what the song's about.
Yeah.
But could have pulled back a little on the chorus.
Yeah,
me,
maybe taking a couple out, added just a couple like extra drops on the guitar or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that was cool.
I liked it.
I'm trying to think of like different ways that we can do this other than just being like, yeah, that was cool, like this or that or whatever. Just maybe like something we liked about it, something we didn't like about it, or like just some different things.
Okay.
Like touching on other things, because otherwise it's just going to be a mix of stuff like that. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
Give it more of a review.
So yeah,
like a short review instead of
fucking. So I mean, yeah, I would agree with you that like I would have pulled back a little bit on that chorus, but I liked his vocal performance specifically a lot, and the chanting.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing, but yeah, no, I see what you said. That's a good idea. Try if there is something to pick out, pick it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm down with that. But I'm gonna pause this.
Please stay.
Right. All right. Now this one's called. Next one after American Made, called "Roll Over You." I like that opener riff. That's cool.
Everything so far has been pretty aggressive as far as vocals go.
Yeah.
I like it. So you've listened to more like Twisted Sister era stuff, I'm guessing at this point.
Yeah.
So like how does something like this compare to that? Because I haven't really listened to too much of that.
I mean,
other than as far as like I know musically it's completely different to a point, but like as far as like his vocals and how it kind of sits with everything.
I was gonna say music. Yeah, obviously musically it's night and day because they just they didn't have all the crunch power that we have now.
Yeah.
But no, I think this fits really fucking well. Like, I think his voice is really good for a modern era sounding metal band.
Yeah.
And I'd say the biggest difference between then and now is now he's just a little bit more raspy. Like it's not as his voice isn't quite as smooth as it used to be, but that's in no way a negative, you know. And it's not to say that he's still. It's not to say that he doesn't have any ability. Like he can still fucking sing those songs perfectly from back like original Twisted Sister. So this is just like you've been saying, a little bit more aggressive, and it works, and I think it sounds really good. In direct comparison, I mean, it's hard. It's hard because it's like fucking, it's like comparing. It's hard to think of any example, really. I mean, I guess you could almost go with Judas Priest. It's kind of hard comparing Painkiller album to British Steel. they're each really good in their separate areas. Like, it's hard to say which one I like more because one of them's got a lot more sentimental value and things like that. But this is fucking brutal. So, speaking of which, I think it changed songs. This song, we'll try the other way with a minute up. This one's called I'm Ready. I'm ready. That was good. Yeah. I specifically thought the guitar in that was fantastic.
I think lyrically that's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, the lyrics are really fucking good. I kind of like it didn't really. It was pretty straightforward in terms of the vocal performance. There wasn't much range used, but it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked the fucking lyrical content and the guitar a lot. I think the guitar was really good on that one.
The one thing that sticks out to me, and it's probably because I'm a drummer, but like everything, like as far as like how it's all put together, like drum wise, it does exactly what, you know, because like with this kind of music, like if it's not, you know, there has to be like a certain punch behind the drums. Otherwise it feels like it kind of like falls flat and it's kind of like stale or whatever. But this is really driving. A lot of the songs are really like it moves around nicely.
Yeah,
it doesn't ever feel like it's too lacking in any sense, at least at this point. But yeah.
All right.
I don't really have anything complaints or comments on that. I don't know. I think it's a good song.
So let's run some mazes.
Oh.
Song.
Yeah.
It's pretty catchy.
Kind of reminds me of like, it probably don't make much sense, but like it had some like Testament moments in it.
Yeah, you know, I felt like
Anthrax Testament moments, kind of.
Yeah, the chorus, the running.
Yeah.
I felt like that sounded like somebody else a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I wasn't a big fan of the hook.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's hooky.
It's a little overdone.
Yeah, a little overdone, but I love the chugging on the guitar and the drums in that.
Yeah. And the switch up in the middle.
Yeah.
And then go back right just into the, I don't know, it kind of loops back around to the big chorus at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. This one I have heard. I remember this one. I like this one.
Yeah.
This is called Mask.
I'll say that was probably the most modern sounding song so far.
I'd agree with that.
And like, I was kind of thinking, and they sort of touched on this on the podcast with Josta.
Okay.
They were talking about it, and he was saying, because he, you know, obviously, I mean, he had a big part in writing the lyrics and the song and stuff, and a lot of the music and everything. And to me, like, I think that's probably, I mean, so far it's probably the only song out here that I can see, you know, somebody with his like vocal style singing that instead of
Josta's.
If anybody else were to do it, I feel like it would make sense, like musically.
But I do think Josta did a really good job on this album of pretty much entirely almost writing to Dee.
Yeah.
It's all stuff I feel like Dee would write.
That's
mostly.
That's what's kind of cool about it is, you know, itself is really impressive. First of all, that you can like emulate what what somebody would sound like,
yeah,
based off of like their past work or whatever. But to give that kind of like modern edge to it, as well as definitely works in this case.
It's fucking it works really well.
Yeah, I could see that song as like a more like a radio single to me.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing is I hope this album does get a little radio play. I think it definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
Like, really. So.
I don't know, like, cause, let's see, 8. So yeah, we're a little more than halfway through it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that like hearing it more, and like kind of seeing the impact that, because for the most part it seemed very like it's been received pretty well.
Yes.
As far as like the reviews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can't help but think that maybe we're gonna possibly see like a resurgence of more of this happening, more of this kind of same like older. Well, I don't know, because I guess it happens all the time. It's just kind of more into like more like older bands you're seeing kind of come back around. I feel like maybe we'll see a little bit more of like kind of like modernizing what was like big back in that era,
yeah.
I guess, or like I don't know if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
Maybe this will kind of pave the way for some like resurgence of some older stuff that is kind of forgotten about, but is regarded as
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see. It'd be cool to see some fucking collaborations of the old guys now, even still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
This is the other single.
This is probably other than that last one and the second song, I think this one's and this kind of caught me off guard a little bit as far as being the first single that you heard from it.
Yeah.
Because it was, it comes in and it just, I don't know.
It hits you.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I was like, wow, like this shows me it's pretty promising.
Mm-hmm.
And even like when they were talking about it, I remember on that episode where they were gonna show like a portion of it or a preview. They were gonna play the full song, but I guess they didn't get the rights to it.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
And so they played like the first 30 seconds of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, at that instant, I was like, man, like I want to hear more of this.
I want the rest of that fucking song. So let's give it to you. Become the Storm. Yeah. Oh shit! I love that guitar right there. It's like the only one I know the words to. So fucking triumphant, like rock. Oh, listen to that right here. That drum double kick, dude, that was sick, dude. Fucking gallops in that are sick.
Very Maiden.
Yeah, dude, that's probably why I like it. It's fucking, ooh, and a great like over the top chorus, like yeah.
The only thing I will say, well, the first thing that comes to my mind is I almost wish there was more going out lyrically in the chorus.
Yeah.
Because towards the end of it, it gets a little bit repetitive. Yeah. Which I guess is like my one thing so far going through all this is that, it's for what it is, it's cool. I just like, that's kind of the one thing I feel like is missing from a lot of like modern rock albums, or a lot of like like modern like big songs that are coming out, is like the choruses are like, it's catchy, and it's catchy for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes and it might just come from my taste kind of expanding and stuff, and kind of listening to more like what's the word I want to use, like not progressive music, but more like I don't know, like there's more going on in the chorus, I guess, or there just isn't a chorus.
Okay. Yeah,
so like for me, that's kind of the one thing that I wish was going on.
Okay.
Sometimes, like in some of these songs, that just the chorus was just a little bit more
to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
You know
I see what you're saying.
But I mean, at the same time, like a lot of these songs, most of them I could hear, on the radio and stuff.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I don't know. It's kind of it fits for what it is, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see a problem with it, but I just wish that there was more to it.
Yeah. Sure.
So,
I can see that.
But musically, yeah, I mean that song very like maiden sounding.
Yeah, I think it was. I didn't even notice it until you said it.
Yeah.
Now that you have, yeah, I agree. Hardest Way is the next. Okay. Now, get out the CD.
That's the one with.
Because we're gonna start having guests now. Yeah. Is it? Is that this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next one is with Elisa.
Okay. So this song features a guest vocal spot by former Killswitch Engage lead vocalist and current Light the Torch vocalist Howard Jones.
Oh, didn't see that one coming.
My favorite vocalist of Killswitch personally.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, and I've been pretty hung up on the newest Light the Torch album.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
You like it?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, well, let's check out what he lays down for Dee. That was fantastic. I can't believe how well their voices go together.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's like when you ask for a Howard Jones performance, that is what you want. Exactly that. Like, he used like all three of his vocal styles right there. Like,
you know what I mean? A lot of like I don't know, we've talked about just his vocal style a lot, especially recently. And, like, to me, when you say like it's always interesting to see how like guest spots go.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just the chorus and like a hook or like just a line.
Yeah.
It's kind of like sometimes it's underneath everything and you can't really hear it, like it's like a gang effect kind of.
Right.
And other times it's like full sections of it, like full parts, and that was cool.
Yeah.
Like it built up to everything, and then.
Yeah.
So.
That was.
I like that.
That was great. Dead Hearts is the next song, and this one, Dead Hearts Love Thy Enemy, featuring Elisa White Gluz. I think that's how I say your name. From Arch Enemy, lead singer of Arch Enemy, is featured on this track. Dee was talking about how impressive her vocal performance was, so I'm very excited to hear it. Apparently, most people probably, but all Dee had ever heard of her was her work with Arch Enemy. He'd never heard her sing clean.
I personally feel really good about screaming.
With the Agnes or anything?
Yeah. He'd never heard it. So he was like, that's who you want, Jamie? But then he was like, I was blown away when I heard it.
Bit of a change of pace.
A little bit.
The end of it.
A little bit. I like the guitar though. I like that old, almost sounds like Spanish, maybe? I don't know, like Spanish guitar kind of. See them chills, man? Chills. Wow. That was good. A little bit slower. I wouldn't call it a ballad.
Nah.
It's heavier than a ballad for sure.
The way that it comes back in from the first part of it, the way it just hits, is really what gives it power. And because like before, I wasn't like.
It was building.
Yeah. And like that's kind of something that I'm picking up with on just this whole album. Really, like it's all songs that like, I mean they have their defining parts to them, but it all feels like it's building to something else, and then it kind of like leads on to that. So that was cool. And just the way that their voices mesh together is
really good.
Yeah,
really good. And lyrically, I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah,
I thought those lyrics were really good. As hard as it can be, love thy enemy. That's a pretty good line.
Yeah.
All right, and I think this is the last song.
By the way, if it didn't close out with this song, man, like, I'd feel like it was pretty incomplete. But this, the way that this song ties the whole thing together is...
It sends it so far over the top. It's amazing.
Yeah.
By far, I think, so far, top 2 songs in the album for sure. Title track, ladies and gentlemen, fucking listen to this shit. For the Love of Metal. Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
If that doesn't convince you,
to buy the album right now. Buy that album. Oh my God, that was amazing. Woo! Oh, I bet south of heaven I want to burn in hell. Oh my God, I was under the blade. All the fucking... Oh, Jasta is totally the one who would write something like that too. Yeah. It's fucking outstanding. I love it. It's just like a fucking Easter egg song, pretty much. Like, how many Easter eggs can you fucking find in here? Oh man,
it's hard.
It's so hard. They went hard. You know, one thing I am a little bit disappointed by.
That the rest of the album doesn't
go that hard. No.
Quite.
I wish Jasta would have been on a song.
That's a good point.
What the hell?
I never, that
like,
never crossed my mind.
I would have loved to have heard Jasta's harsh vocals against Dee's clean vocals.
Dude, and especially I think that song.
Yeah.
That would have been...
Or any song where Dee's just a little extra raspy, I think it would go together really. Because Jasta doesn't growl with his screams. He's yelling more. He comes from that, like, angle at it. And, yeah. Oh, man. I think that would sound great. So, you know what I think is they should do another one.
They probably will, honestly.
So.
Yeah.
Fucking A. So what are you gonna give it, bro? Fucking out of skulls. How many skulls? Out of 5 skulls?
I'm thinking 4.
I'm agreeing with you. I was for a minute leaning towards 3, but that song just sets it over the top. Yeah. Like that song alone gets 4 skulls. So, man, yeah, I'm gonna give it 4. 4 out of 5 skulls. Lost in the Dark review.
Yeah.
Fucking, or no, skulls, not skulls. Sorry, that's Banger TV.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I was fucking up. Goat heads.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 goat heads. Horns. Yeah. Fucking A. All right, so yeah, that's it. That's our first drive test. Let us know how you liked it. Definitely fucking follow us on Facebook and Instagram for a lot more content, concerts, concert footage, all kinds of shit. Amazon, we got t-shirts, and yeah, that's about it. Let us know what you think of this video so we know if we should do more. Yeah, all right, fucking
For the Love of Metal.
Where's the CD at? Man. Hold that bitch up one last time. For the Love of Metal. Fuck yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Good evening from Lost in the Dark.